So the Phillies might have just played their best series of the entire season. We've had a lot of good series. We've had a couple of sweeps this year, but that might have been as dominant a series as I've seen the Phillies play all year. Taking all three games against the Mariners and pretty much all three in dominant fashion. Taking the first game 12-7. Taking the second game 6-4, the only real competitive game of the series, and then taking the third one 11-2. I mean, that was a complete series from the Phillies, and it just showed you what we're capable of when we're playing together as a whole unit. The offense was just absolutely fantastic. Sorry if it sounds like I'm talking a little dragged. I was at the dentist a little earlier, so if I sound a little dragged or a little slurred, then that's why. But I mean, we were just so on point offensively. 21 hits in the first game, 18 or 19 hits in the second game, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Seven hits, 21 hits in the first game, 7 hits in the second game, and then 20 hits in the third game. So you think that's 48 hits over the course of 3 games. We were averaging 16 hits per game in that series. And when you hit the ball as much as we did in this series, you're going to score runs. You're going to give yourself a great opportunity to score runs. And that's what the Phillies did. And everybody was getting in on the act. Everybody was contributing, whether it was Bryce Harper, who had a 2 home run game, Kyle Schwarber continuing to add and make his case for National League MVP despite being, a part-time player, because he rarely plays on defense. He's our DH, but he's making a case with each game, with each hit, with each at-bat to be the MVP. I mean, he's already must-see TV when he's at the bat, when he's at the plate. You know that you have to stop whatever you're doing to see not just whether he's going to hit it, but how far he's going to hit it. That's the kind of impact that Kyle Schwarber has. And again, everybody's just getting in on it. Whether, obviously Trey Turner, who's been on absolute fire over the last couple of weeks. Trey Turner is he's in the zone right now. He's seeing the ball. He's diagnosing the pitches, getting good release, hitting the ball. And he's doing a little bit of everything. He's hitting, getting on base, hitting home runs, stealing bases. He's just Mr. Do It everything for us right now. Bryce Harper is finally coming around. Max Kepler, the same Max Kepler who a lot of Philadelphia fans wanted gone not even a month and a half ago. He is proving to be a valuable piece for us. Now, I will say that's coming at the expense of Nick Castellanos, because Nick Castellanos he has not been playing well for us over the last couple of series, and so Rob Thompson he did a very mature thing. Maybe I don't know. Maybe this is signs of his growth as a manager, but he had the courage to sit Nick Castellanos down, because Nick Castellanos, he had not been playing well. He had a big hit for us in that national series, but besides that, Nick Castellanos, he was in a absolutely terrible slump. And Nick's an everyday player. He's kind of like an Iron Man for us. He's been reliable. He's always, you knew you could count on him being in the lineup, but you just didn't know what kind of production you were going to get with him in the lineup. And so, there's talk of platooning him and Max Kepler, but I mean, Max Kepler, he's been playing well for us. He had a really solid series for us against the Mariners. So he's kind of having, everyone's kind of having like, a little resurgence. Alec Bohm, he's showing to be capable of giving us some offensive firepower. Bryson Stott, who was once known as a guy who can give you quality at bats. He could deliver 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 pitch at bats where he just continues to foul and continues to stay alive and make the opposing pitcher work. He's having a good series. It's just so great. And the pitching too. The pitching it has just been absolutely, at least for these past 3 games, in the wake of Zach Wheeler not being able to pitch pretty much for the rest of the season. The pitching was excellent. Jesus Luzardo, Christopher Sanchez, Ranger Suarez, those guys delivered quality outings. The reason that the scores were so high in those first 2 games, it wasn't because of Ranger Suarez or Christopher Sanchez. It was the bullpen. The bullpen did not. They almost blew the game in those series. Whether it was Orion Kerkering or Jordan Romano or Joe Ross, it was the bullpen continues to show why the Phillies need to have big leads. I mean, I think that we should be capable of holding those kinds of leads, but with the way the bullpens are, the way our bullpen can give up runs at such an alarming clip, you'll take all the runs that you can get. Oh man, sorry. I'm just waiting for this numbness to wear off. That's why I'm talking so slurred. So just bear with me for this segment. But the bullpen continues to continues to demonstrate potential for problems. That's the only negative that was in this series. The bullpen is the bullpen. But other than that, especially that second game, where the offense really came alive. We had a 4-1 series. We had a 4-1 lead going into the 7th inning. Christopher Sanchez had double-digit strikeouts, which all of our starting pitchers did. All of our starting pitchers delivered double-digit strikeout outings, 3 straight quality outings. But in this one, Christopher Sanchez was unable. We were unable to hold on to the lead because of Orion Kerkering came into that game and gave up runs which tied the game, and one Jacob Tyler Realmuto, who has been having a very down year offensively, woke up and tied the game in the eighth inning, which helped to give us the lead for good. And once we got the lead, Johan Duran, I mean, you know what time it is when he comes into the game. It's as good as done when he comes in. So, yeah, the offense is really, they look like they're really starting to percolate. I love it. I love to see it. I love to see everybody, everybody having fun, everybody contributing. This is the Phillies team that we know and love. This is what fans expect every night when the Phillies take the field, because we know that they're capable of having offensive outbursts like this. 12 runs, 11 runs, guys getting on base, guys putting the ball in play, guys hitting it out of the park. This is what the Phillies. This is the kind of machine that we're capable of being. 29 runs in 3 games. You're averaging almost 10 runs a game. This is it. This is what we love. This is what Philly fans want to see. And the Mariners, they had some pretty good momentum coming into this series. I mean, they've got some studs. They've got Julio Rodriguez. They've got Cal Raleigh. And Cal Raleigh, who is rivaling Kyle Schwarber as the home run king of the year. One hit the entire series. One hit with 2 RBIs, and that was it. I didn't hear a peep from Cal Raleigh pretty much this entire series. I thought that this could be a potential World Series preview, and it still might be. But the Mariners, we put them in their place. We demonstrated that we were the more superior team to them. And their stars, any impact that they had was paled in comparison to the impact that all of our stars had. It was just such a dominant series, and such a refreshing thing to see as a Phillies fan, to help us see that, okay, yeah, for me, it just reinforces the fact that this team can do it. This team has the firepower. This team has the studs to be able to go on runs like this. And so that, for me, that's why I continue to be patient with them when they have a series or an outing in which they score 2 or 3 runs, or which they get shut out. Because I know that games like the ones against the Mariners are on the horizon. And so that's what I'm going to continue to do. I'm going to continue to be patient with them. I'm going to continue to allow them to, make their mistakes, and, just hold on, because I know that good things are coming. And what's great about it too is that the Mets are just an absolute dumpster fire right now. The more we win, the more they lose. And right now, I think that they're on the playoff bubble. They are scraping for a playoff spot. They're contending with teams like the Reds and the Cardinals, and the Padres and the Dodgers and all these other National League teams that are all jostling for a position in that wild card race. The more the Mets lose and the more we win, the closer or the smaller our magic number becomes for us to clinch the National League East. The Mets are just in a free fall right now, and as a Phillies fan, I love to see it. That's what I want to see. I want to see the Phillies. I want to see the Mets fail, pretty much. I want to see them, down. So, great series, man. Great, well-rounded, dominant, all-around series, whatever you want to call it. The Phillies lived up to it, and they have really, they're really starting to put some distance in themselves. Because for a long time this season, it was always Mets Phillies. We were always right on top of each other. Neither team could separate from the other. But now it looks like we're finally starting to separate from the Mets, and we play them next week. So more on that at a later time. But that's going to be a big series. But first things first. We've got a 3-game series with the Nationals, a rematch from last weekend. Where the Phillies split 2-2, but it was a very unsettling split. The Phillies allowed the Nationals to hang in a lot of those games. We never really had a statement win in that series. It was always we allowed the Nationals to hang into the game, and we allowed them to steal some games from us that they really had no business stealing. So I would love to get another sweep against the Nationals and to really tighten our grip on that National League East going into next weekend or next week against the Mets. That's going to be a huge series. But yeah, let's keep the good things, keep the good times rolling. Nationals Phils 3-game series. Let's go out here. Let's take care of business against these lesser Nationals and really establish ourselves as a true National League power.